The following is a commercial program paid for by Little Rock Trojan Sports Properties, Learfield, and the University of Arkansas, Little Rock. The opinions and views expressed belong to its sponsors and are not those of Mission Broadcasting Incorporated, Nexstar Broadcasting Incorporated, this station, or their affiliates or employees.
There is a new head Trojan in Little Rock to lead Little Rock's team. He's no stranger to Arkansas and the game of basketball. He has coached in the NBA and now brings his coaching ability to Little Rock to lead the Trojans. This is the Darrell Walker Coaches Show with host Ray Tucker. The Darrell Walker Coaches Show is brought to you by Stevens Incorporated, Cleve Addy Incorporated, Zips Car Wash, Glazers Distributing, and these fine brands. We urge you to drink responsibly. And Dillard's Department Stores. Here with Ray Tucker is head Trojan, Darrell Walker.
Hope you folks are having a great week. A little bit on the cold side outside, but I'll tell you this, there were a couple of great games at the Jack Stevens Center this past week. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Coach, wanted to sit here and talk about 2 wins at home this week. It didn't turn out that way.
No, it didn't. It didn't turn out. We played hard. I thought my team played very hard, Ray. I thought we didn't play smart as far as taking care of the basketball, and that's been our Achilles heel the whole season, is taking care of the basketball.
We've got 10 games remaining in the regular season, hopefully to get into conference tournament play, I should say. Let's take a look at the league standings, and we may, Coach. And right now, the Trojans have their backs to the wall.
No, we do. It's no doubt about that. We're next to last, and I'm not running away from that part. But I told my team yesterday, I had a good talk with my team. We have 10 games left in the season. All we have to do is just take one game at a time. You can run off 7, 8 in a row.
See, I really like the fact that one of the first things you see when you walk in your locker room is what we're looking at on the screen right here. So your guys will know exactly where they are, and they know they got their backs to the wall.
Yeah, when they walk into the arena, walk into the locker room, the standings are right there. You know where you are. You know you have to do to move up to get to the conference play. My thing is now to get my team to conference play.
And the reason for that is the fact that if you get in conference play and your team peaks, then you got an opportunity.
Yeah, Coach Foley said if your team is playing right at the right time, that's all what counts.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights of Game 1, which was against Coastal Carolina, a team out of Boone, North Carolina. A very good basketball team coached by Cliff Ellis, a veteran coach.
Hey, Cliff's been around a long time. He's, anytime you got 800-something wins, I think you're a Hall of Fame coach, and he should be in the Hall of Fame. And, they came in and got a win. It was a good basketball game, though. Went all the way down to the wire.
This one, the final was 72-71. Your team was down 15 points with 10 minutes left in the game. What's hopefully going to be one of the best comebacks in a long, long time in the Stevens Center.
We started pressing and trapping, which we're pretty good at doing it. I can't do it the whole game because we're not deep as I would like us to be able to do it the whole game. But we really got after it and forced some turnovers and able to get back in the basketball game.
And this game, your team went 26 of 56, shot 46%. That wasn't the problem.
No, it wasn't the problem. We had, we turned the ball over 18 times and gave them 20-something points. And our margin of error is not good enough for that, Ray. We have to take care of the basketball. Hopefully 12 or less turnovers a game, and we can win some basketball games out of these next 10 that's coming up.
Shooting percentage-wise, you were telling me earlier before we went on the air that your team ranks 22nd in the country, field goal percentage?
22nd in the country, and every team that's in the top 20 or whatever has a winning record except us. And the reason because of that, Ray, is because of the turnovers.
We'll continue to look at some highlights here.
That's a beautiful pass, yes.
Pass into the corner.
Coastal's a solid basketball team. You look at their record, you look at App State's record. Anybody can beat anybody in the Sun Belt Conference. I've been saying that for a long time, Ray, and I'm a strong believer in that. And I'm going to try to have my team playing well these last 10 games and get to the tournament and see what we can do.
That was Marquise Noel, your freshman point guard out of New York with a 3. He had a very good game, had 20 points in that game.
Yeah, he played well, turned the ball over too many times, but he played well.
Played 38 minutes, a long time.
Yeah, well, he's playing minutes because we need him out there because he can score and he can run the team a little bit. And with that, Ray, it's going to be some things that he doesn't do well, and you're going to have to live with as a coach, especially in his first year.
Rajon Tucker, 17 points in that game.
Well, anytime Rajon walks on the court, he's going to get anywhere between 15 and 25 points. He's shooting the ball well from the three-point line. He's shooting the ball well from the field. And the funny part about it, Ray, he's not even tipped the iceberg of how good he could be. He still has a lot of things he can work on to get better.
Well, one thing we know about him, he's very durable because he's averaging 36 minutes a game.
Well, no, he's playing minutes. Look, Ray, when I was 19, 20 years old playing University of Arkansas, I played almost the whole game. It never bothered me. So he loves playing the minutes because he hadn't played in the whole year. So he's telling me all the time, Coach, I'm fine. I feel good. Leave me out there.
Your big guy, Nikola Maric, had 10 points in this game. One of his problems is staying on the floor, Coach.
Yeah, well, in the early year, he couldn't stay on the floor because coming from overseas, they play more of a physical game. And when he got to the United States, the game is called a little tighter. But we had to do a better job of giving him more shots, Ray. This guy's shooting 58, 59% from the field. He has to get at least 14 to 15 shots a night.
Well, Coach, I call his right arm the chicken wing, because when he starts to drive, the first thing happens, that wing flaps out and he picks up a foul. And I'm like, come on, Nikola.
He starts talking in Serbian, and I don't know what he's talking about. He's going off about it, and I keep telling him, you can't put your elbow out there. That's an offensive foul. All this is an easy call, and he doesn't understand that. And you understand, he's a 19-year-old kid, too, to be honest about it, Ray. He's young, he's big, but he's a young kid.
Here we are right down the stretch against Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, Ray John making a big shot right there. That was a big. We needed that. He knocked it down. We were able to get back into our press, and it was a good game. Offensive foul right there. These guys Ray John's really animated and fired up right there because we feel like we have a chance to win this game, and we had our chances.
It's just a final sequence for you all on the offensive end.
It's no doubt that Dre Burns, as you watch this in slow motion, he gets slapped across the arm and the head at the same time. And he's falling down. You can see Ray John. Dre. He's hitting his head like, I got fouled. This is a tough call right here. He was leaning, taking a really bad shot. Did he foul him, Ray? Yeah, probably he did. Would I blow my whistle on this one? I don't think I would. I was watching the replay there. I'm still looking for the foul. Well,
Coach.
yeah, I know. It was a tough call, and that's just the way it's been going for us right now.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and we'll take a look at highlights from the second game of the week, which was Appalachian State.
Ad. Shameful. There's never an acceptable reason for driving dirty. Not with Zips Unlimited Wash Club. For as little as $14.95 a month, members join unlimited washes. That's less than 50 cents a day. So, show some pride and Zips your ride. Join Zips Unlimited Wash Club today. Zips 3-minute car wash. Zip in, zip out, zip on.
When did too big to fail replace too smart to fail? When did trend overtake truth? When did putting clients first stop being second nature? For us, never.
You can't take a risk in any investment that if it goes wrong and you lose it all, that you endanger the ability of the firm to survive. And that's really what Wall Street forgot.
So when do you want to learn more about Stephens, one of the country's most successful investment banking firms?
Looking for something dependable this outdoor season? Then you're ready for Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Cleve Addy Outdoor Equipment on Geyer Springs offers you a full line of steel products built for power and dependability. Trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, edgers, and lots more. Steel products provide comfort and features that help you get the job done right. Craig and the staff at Cleve Addy have a long list of satisfied customers because your needs are their top priority. Are you ready for more power? Get to Cleve Addy Outdoor Equipment on Geyer Springs today.
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
Game 2 of the week was against Appalachian State at the Stephens Center. It was a Saturday afternoon game, great crowd on hand, 3 o'clock game. It turned out to be another good ball game.
No,
Coach.
it was a very good basketball game. We just couldn't get it done. But as far as the fans coming out, the fan support was great. And Appalachian State was a good opponent for us. We just didn't come out with the win.
All right, we'll take a look at some highlights of that game, and I'll tell you what, they've got a young man by the name of Shabazz, and I've had a chance to watch him now for 4 years. And you talk about a young man who's really improved. He's one of the better guards in the league.
Oh, he's going to be first team All Sun Belt. There's no doubt about that. May have a chance to be Player of the Year, but he's a good player, and I'm glad he won't be coming back next year. I can tell you that.
And it's Horace White with a slam for the Trojans.
Yes. Horace out there. So we've been telling him to move it out the ball, and that's what he did. He was able to go in and with a big finish right there.
You know, we have a late arriving crowd, but we had, again.
You always say that, Ray.
I know it, but that was Nicole out of the corner. I keep telling you, you need to stick him over there, Coach, and let him fire away. He's shooting about 56% over there.
He can shoot the basketball. And I talked about it. We have to get him more shots, and we're going to work on that these next 10 games to make sure he's getting about 12 to 15 shots a night.
That was a nice job by Marquise breaking down the defense, feeding Chris Bankston.
Chris Bankston is shooting about 75, 80% from the field.
Oh no, Coach, it's higher than that.
It's higher than that?
It's in the 80s.
It's in the 80s. Well, he's had a lot of dunks. Most of them have been dunks, that's for sure.
I think I'm right on that.
You're right.
I don't want to correct the head coach now and get fired here.
No, I think you're right. I'm probably wrong. He's at least 80%.
There's your man, Rajon Tucker from long range.
Yeah, Rajon's worked on his game. He's shooting well from the three-point line. Great entry pass right there by Kamani Johnson. And there's Chris Bankston, one of the best finishers in college basketball.
Now, that's a terrific move right there to go under and slam it backwards.
He has great footwork. You just have to get Chris to want to post up more and want to be able to score the ball. He's just a guy that just goes with the flow, but I want him to demand the ball a little bit more, Ray. Because if you shoot 80%, you should be demanding the ball more.
I have no idea how Marquise got that in the hole in the pass before that.
He's a magician with the basketball, and he can handle it, he can shoot it. It's a learning process at that point guard position, and I've rode him more than anybody else on this team very hard this year. But he can flat out shoot the basketball.
You know, when somebody is a high school standout, and I think one recruiting service had Marquise as a 4-star, to try to coach them and get them to understand they don't know everything there is to know about the game of basketball when they're 18 years old.
No, they don't. And some things I know I have to live with, Ray, because they're young and everybody has a scrapbook coming out of high school, and everybody was the guy in high school averaging 20 points, whatever it is. But when you're trying to become a team, you have to curtail that a little bit and have to work into the team system.
We saw Kamani Johnson with a dunk just a second ago.
Yeah, Kamani works the glass hard. That's Jay-Z getting in there as a good-sized guard, rebounding the basketball, and I commend him for playing with those fingers. It's been messed up basically the whole year for him. You
know, Jay-Z's been playing. He missed 2 or 3 games. He broke his finger in the Memphis game, and he's really gutting it out, Coach. He's got 2 fingers on his shooting hand taped together. I know he's in a lot of pain. He's nipped it a couple of times, and you can see
in
how
practice
it hurts.
yesterday he hit it and he was screaming, but he said the flexibility is starting to come back, and now he's going to take the tape off.
All right, let's take a look. This is Chris Banks empowering his way underneath.
Just a beautiful left-hand move. I mean, Chris has to call for the ball more because he can really score, and so can the big fella right here. And I got to make sure these guys get more touches. Good things happen when you play inside out.
There's Nicola from long range.
He has a beautiful jump shot. I know you're looking at me, Ray Tuck. He has a beautiful jump shot.
He's 6'10", 250 pounds.
He can shoot that thing. He can really shoot the basketball, man.
And we'll get a visit with him in the next segment. He and the two other foreign players
really?
here on this basketball team.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think you might enjoy the piece, but we'll continue to watch these.
Now, he's shooting a high percentage from the three-point line. That's a nice move by Dre Burns, who has a great mid-range game, one of the best mid-range games I've seen in college basketball. Really a good basketball game at the Jack Stevenson Center. Like you said, we had a really good crowd. Just couldn't pull it out. Made a furious comeback and tried to get the win, but didn't get it.
And give credit to the Little Rock fans because they were very much into both of these games.
Man, they were great. Every time that Jack Stevenson Center gets a good amount of fans in there, I can just only imagine when it's sold out how loud it could be in there.
Well, we've still got some work to do to get it sold out.
No. You got to win some games. We have a good product out there, and we still want the fans to come. The season is not over. There's 10 games left, Ray, and we can make a run at this thing as far as getting in the tournament. That's my whole mindset now, is to get in the tournament and see what we can do.
This is Rajon Tucker with a step back.
He has more 4-point plays than anybody probably in America this year. I need to look that stat up because he has a lot of them. That's for sure.
It is absolutely incredible to hit the balance that this young man has. I'm not sure who the first guy was that ever shot a step back jumper, but it's revolutionized the game.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it, but these kids would emulate what they see on TV with the NBA guys, and it's the reason why those guys in the NBA can do that shot because they're getting paid to make that shot. It's a big difference.
But these guys think they know all that stuff.
I know, but it's part of coaching. It's part of coaching.
I don't know if Rajon sticks a foot out there when he shoots that shot.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. You have to have the rule is when you shoot, you have to have a space to come down. If I'm in your space, that's an automatic foul, Ray.
And again, Rajon Tucker, we call him the Iron Man. He's playing 36 minutes a game. Some of your players play a lot of minutes. And one of the things that you pride yourself in is you make sure your guys got fresh legs.
No, we had a hard practice yesterday. Ray really got out there for 2 hours and something. And today we may just go an hour and 30. I think it's important when the game time comes, the guys have their game legs.
All right, big game coming up later this week. That will be Arkansas State. We come back, we'll visit with some very, very interesting characters on the Little Rock basketball team.
When you choose West Rock Coffee, you realize that it's much more than coffee. This coffee is changing lives from crop to cup. Join us by making a difference, one sip at a time. Find West Rock Coffee at your neighborhood grocery store or on Amazon Prime.
Little Rock Trojan fans, you don't want to miss the 2019 Sun Belt Conference slate. Get to the Jack Stevens Center with your own conference flex plan, or by getting your group to the Jack with some of the top experiences in Little Rock. With 18 home games between our men's and women's programs, you don't want to miss out on the action. Be sure to call the Trojan Ticket Office today at 565-8257 or visit lrtrojans.com for more information. This is our city and our team, so make sure to come out and support your Trojans.
This year, make your outdoor living area more enjoyable. Get yourself an Exmark mower from Cleve Addy Outdoor Equipment on Geyer Springs. Use what the pros trust and come demo the Exmark Radius Zero Turn Rider or the Quest for commercial-grade residential landscaping needs. Purchasing Exmark products is easy and affordable with their special finance offers. Craig and the staff at Cleve Addy can get you what you need and repair what you already have. Are you summer ready? Get to Cleve Addy Outdoor Equipment on Geyer Springs today.
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
Darrell Walker, back in your heyday in the National Basketball Association, there weren't a lot of international players. I Googled this morning, and the reason being is you got 3 players on your team, international players. I Googled opening day rosters in the NBA. There were 108 international players. Not saying that the 3 players you have are going to make it to the NBA, but they are very nice young men and fun to be around, and I had a chance to sit down with the 3 of them earlier this week. All right, let's identify the guys very quickly on your TV screen from left to right. Nikola Maric, who is from Bosnia. Johnny Kuljanin, who is from Croatia, and Jabir Hadžić, who is also from Bosnia. What do you guys know about each other?
I knew a little bit about Nick. I was just asking my old teammates from my national team, and they just told me a couple things about him. And I knew Johnny a little bit, also some common friends.
Johnny, describe what growing up in Croatia was like.
It was fun. I live on the coast, so it's like beach. Summers are amazing. Winters are like a little bit boring, but we live there for a summer, so that's it.
This question for all 3 of you. How did you end up in the United States?
I didn't even know, to be honest. I just wanted to try something else, to change a little bit things, because I played in Europe for so long, so I was wondering how it is to play basketball in US, and I had an idea to play in college basketball. Yeah.
Me, it was like pretty much my only option if I want to keep playing basketball, because I had a little beef with my club in Europe, so I got suspended for a certain amount of time, so I had to go college.
Same thing. I wanted to experience something new after European Championships and stuff like that. Some scouts contact me if I was interested and stuff like that, so that's how I ended up in the US.
We know what the recruiting process is like here in America. For you guys to get here, what's the recruiting process like? You said a scout.
Yeah, so basically if you're a good player and you play some good leagues, people gonna start noticing you, and they're gonna offer you scholarships and stuff like that. They're gonna offer you opportunity to study in the US, and so that's how they got me.
Yeah, especially if you're a young player and you play for national team, a lot of scouts and people from other countries gonna be looking for young players that they can like play on another level or something like that. So yeah,
My understanding there were some much bigger schools after you chose Little Rock. Why?
I mean, basically because I heard a lot of good things about Coach Walker, and I heard that this year gonna be something new for a system and everything. So I heard that a lot of freshmen gonna be this year, Marquise, Kamani, Horse. So basically something new is gonna happen. So I thought it's gonna be a good option for me. And
How different is the game of basketball in Europe to what you were used to when you came here?
It's much more composed. Like, you know, people know where to be. People playing with like kind of more together. You know, like pass. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like more.
Is it more physical?
Yeah, they like referees allow us to play with a lot more contact.
Yeah.
They don't be calling fouls like here.
It's faster here.
My first 5 games I fouled out.
Describe what you want to accomplish in basketball, and what you will do after basketball.
My first goal is to graduate first in the U.S. and then hopefully go back home and play pro somewhere and have a pro career, and then after that my college degree, maybe start a business or something involved with basketball.
Johnny?
Pretty much the same, like every international player that comes to US, play. I'm trying to go back to Europe, play some good leagues in Europe, make a living out of it for like, I don't know, 8-10 years, and then afterwards make something out of it.
Nicole, you're a freshman. You don't have to answer that, okay? I know you guys are glued to the tube. You guys watching a lot of NBA basketball. Your favorite 2 or 3 players?
I would say Jokic and LeBron. I like Jokic because it's crazy. He got no type of athleticism and he's still averaging crazy numbers. And I like LeBron because he's the greatest of all time for me.
Dario Saric.
Yeah, mine is definitely LeBron and Giannis Antetokounmpo. LeBron is the greatest, but also because these 2 players can do a lot of things. You know, they really versatile, so they can do it all around.
Speaking of versatility, you guys speak what, 3 different languages? You're 3?
2.
How do you say go Trojans in Bosnia?
I'm a Trojans. Well, how you say in Spanish, man?
Vamos Trojans.
Or in Croatian?
In Croatian, they like Bosnian.
Yeah, it's kind of
I'm a Trojani.
Oh boy.
3 young men that are an awful lot of fun to be around. You had a nice comment out there.
The Rat Pack. Those 3 are something else, man. I mean, sometimes we'll be traveling, they'll be on the back of that bus and they're talking that different language. I'll walk back there and say, hey, we're not going to have that because I don't know what y'all could be saying about me. We're going to talk some English around here. But really 3 good kids, man. All good students, all solid players, and happy to have them on my team.
I do want you to know after you turn around and walk away, they start laughing and talking that way.
Again. I'm sure. I'm sure that's part of being a coach.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back and take a look at the Arkansas State game.
When did too big to fail replace too smart to fail? When did trend overtake truth? When did putting clients first stop being second nature? For us, never.
You can't take a risk in any investment that if it goes wrong and you lose it all, that you endanger the ability of the firm to survive. And that's really what Wall Street forgot.
So when do you want to learn more about Stephens, one of the country's most successful investment banking firms?
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
Duck hunting with Evans is one of my favorite things to do. It's a tradition in our family, and we've been hunting for generations in Arkansas. I grew up hunting with my dad, and now I do it with Evans. And it allows us to spend time together. It allows us to be outside and enjoy Arkansas, teaching them about nature, teaching them about the life lessons that come with it. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Shop Vail Chevy and vailchevy.com today.
Independence, the ability to think freely. It allows you to tell truth from trend, to put clients first, to take the long view.
We're privately owned. We don't have public shareholders, and that's the very significant difference between ourselves and other firms.
Since 1933, Independence has made Stevens one of the country's most successful investment banking firms. Feel free then to learn more about us.
Back with the final segment of this week's edition of the Darrell Walker Coaches Show. This is a big Saturday for our Little Rock Trojans. Not only will we play arch rival Arkansas State, but it will be one of the rare double headers of the season. Joe Foley's girls will play at 3 o'clock. They're red hot. They've won 5 in a row, and the men's game will follow around 5:30. Coach, you've been in Arkansas for a long time, and you know the meaning of this. What a in-state rivalry game means.
No, it's you're talking about the Red Wolves. You're talking about the Trojans. You're talking about instant dislike, and but it's always been a great rivalry. It's going to be a good basketball game. You know, they have a solid team. We have a solid team. We expect a great crowd, so hopefully you guys will come out and support us.
What are the musts for your team this week?
Oh man, we have to defend, and more than anything else, because I think we really have been defending, Ray. And I hate saying the same thing over and over. We got to take care of the basketball, man. I showed you a graphic last night of all the turnovers that we've had the last 8, 9, 10 games, and it wasn't good, and it all resulted in losses. So we must take care of the basketball.
So, as a head coach, and you played for a long, long time, how do you eliminate turnovers? I mean,
you know, some things are out of a coach's hand. Free throw shooting, even though we practice all the time. You come to our practice, Ray, you know that. And turnovers. Once I sit on that bench and that ball is tossed up, you know, you talk about it, you harp about it in practice, but it has to translate over to the game with your basketball players, with your players. There's nothing the coach can do about that, in my opinion. Yeah, I can run them every day for turning the ball over, but after a while, you can't keep doing that either.
Your basketball team shoots exceptionally well, one of the better shooting teams in the country, so that's just kind of an Achilles heel for this team.
Coach Baker had a great thing that he's reading off the team yesterday. I think we're 22nd in the country in field goal percentage, and everybody that's in the top 25 in field goal percentage has a winning record or leading their conference. We're not. We're the only one with a losing record because we turn the basketball over at such a high rate that you shoot 49% from the field, but you can't get shots at the basket because you turn the ball over, right?
All right, we will be at the Jack Stevens Center on Saturday. As I said, Foley's team plays at 3 o'clock. Very imperative to try to pack the Jack, and I say that affectionately for the simple reason we both knew Mr. Stevens, Jack Stevens, who donated the money, $22 million or whatever it was, for the arena. And so it is a beautiful arena.
Great facility.
And if you're not even a fan of either one of these teams, come out and see some great college basketball.
No, it's going to be a good crowd in there. You know, A-State's going to travel. I'm sure their crowd's going to travel for this game, and we have our people right here in Central Arkansas. Please come out and support us. We need your help. It'd be great to see that place packed.
You know, the tickets are very inexpensive, and so bring the family out. There is a kids zone at the Stevens Center, and you can, if you don't want to sit with your children, you can put them over there in the...
Somebody to watch them?
Yep, somebody's there to watch them. I did not know it cost $1 to get in there, but just the same, it'd be worth it, that's for darn sure. All right, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Darrell Walker Show. We'll be back again next week. We hope to see you Saturday at the Jack Stevens Center at 3 o'clock. Have a good week.
The Darrell Walker Coaches Show with host Ray Tucker has been brought to you by Stevens Incorporated, Cleve Addy Incorporated, Zips Car Wash, Glazers Distributing, and these fine brands. We urge you to drink responsibly. And Dillard's Department Stores. Go Trojans!